Good evening, everyone. Hello and welcome to StartupJob.in JobX Masterclass series. In this Masterclass series, we bring masters from different fields to share their insights with you. I am Umashanker, co-founder of StartupJob.in, which is a dedicated job portal for startups and MSME. We are trying to automate the entire recruitment lifecycle for the startup and MSME employers. Our company started in May 2019. The beta version of the website was launched in May 2020 after 1 year, and then we finally launched our website on 15th of August this year. Already thousands of candidates are daily applying on different roles which are available on the job portal. Talking about this masterclass series, it's a weekly learning platform to provide specific tips to recruiters, startup founders, and job seekers. This particular JobX is all about sharing the tips for the job seekers. Today we have got exciting topic which is talent acquisition in new normal. What is new normal? Maybe something which we all are familiar with by now. This term, this pandemic has forced us to do things in a different manner. Something which was abnormal earlier have become normal now. The change reality which we see, which we have witnessed, and now we have become comfortable also. This is new normal. Each one of us are affected by this new normal, and how talent acquisition will not be affected by this. It is also affected. And what kind of measures, what kind of differences we are going to face, we'll try to discuss today. For this particular discussion today, we have got Mr. Gaurav Agre. He has over 12 years of experience in human resources. He has worked with companies like Levers, Cafe Coffee Day, Mahindra Retail, and Beer Cafe. Nowadays, he is an entrepreneur running a company by the name of Me2B Smart Services. This company is offering management consultation, human resources, accounting, taxation, and corporate compliances to businesses. On education front, he is a commerce graduate and holds MBA degree from IBMR Bangalore. Now let's start the discussion on this particular and important topic, talent acquisition in new normal. For the benefit of our audience member, this entire session is structured in two parts. For the first 15 minutes or so, our guest speaker will be giving keynote address where he will be sharing his thoughts on this particular topic. And it will be followed by few question and answer, depending upon what kind of relevant question we can ask him and we can get benefit from his experience. So let's hear from our speaker, Mr. Gaurav Agre, on talent acquisition in new normal. Over to you.
Thank you, Ma. Thank you so much for uh, inviting me in this great platform. I think it's a very nice initiative to start with and helping startups and MSMEs. With that, we are also helping out the job seekers as well. So thank you for that. So hi to everyone. I'm sorry. Put my phone on silent. I'm really sorry for that. Okay, so hi everyone. So I am Gaurav. I am a growth director at Me2B Smart Services. And as Uma has already told you about us, so at Me2B, we are encouraging remote teams. We are virtual HR partners with startups and companies who need a help in outsourcing their HR departments, and we provide them end-to-end HR services. So today, the topic which we are going to discuss here is in talent acquisition in new normal. And this new normal is all thanks to our COVID-19, which is which has provided us this new normal and it bring it to us. So it's not wrong if I say COVID-19 pandemic has disrupted almost every aspect of our lives in last few months. Sorry. So this pandemic is bring us in a very typical situation in last few months, and in our efforts to combat it, it has been challenging for employees and employers both. But the challenges in the worldwide job market paints an alarming picture of the work scenario for many who are stuck at homes with their families. Now, businesses are repercussions across its industries are forcing leaders to rethink and adopt to ensure business continuity in their downturn. The job markets, which was once full of opportunities and talent acquisition activities, has lost its shine because of the widespread impact caused by COVID-19. But all this has brought HR. I'm telling you HR. So this all is brought in HR at a very forefront in the organization. So as per the recent research, the business companies, the big companies are looking for a talent from tier 2 and tier 3. So they have started hiring already, but they're choosing tier 2 and tier 3 cities as a demand recovery because it's faster to get people from these cities in spite of hiring from metros. With recent trends, employees has shared few concerns. These employers have shared few concerns, which are like the uncertain. So there is an uncertainty in the future of their business, and corresponding demand in a central concern of not able to hire. The difficult to find new talent who are willing to accept a paychecks that is less than what they were receiving earlier before COVID-19 impact. So it's an another one would be the work from home will be in high perspective for or for candidates, and it's very difficult in these scenarios to induct the employees remotely. So this is one of the another challenge which employers are facing these days. So despite this, the job seekers and professionals in fear of COVID-19 should have few things in mind, which I would like to tell all our listeners here. One, the threat of COVID virus does not mean no one is hiring or this candidate are not actively looking for placement. We have the means to prepare and protect people at the workplace. You can easily digitalize your work and recruitment flow. So we shall be discussing here few effectively the recruitment can utilize this opportunity, how they can utilize it, and keeping themselves in limelight at their respective organizations, and the job seekers who are looking for a suitable opportunity in a current pandemic. First, we will talk about recruiters. So the current situation may be an unprecedented crisis for many employers and workers, but it gives HR an opportunity to demonstrate its value in an organization. How is it now is the time for recruiters and HR professionals to usher leadership through a strategic response plan. You can help mitigate risk, enable business opportunities to continue despite market uncertainty, and ensure that your company is appropriately staffed once the economy stabilizes. In many cases, this will require starting from scratch and drafting up an entirely new hiring strategy based on a virtual sources and onboardings. Now, HR today has to embrace digital recruitment tactics. We used to do it before this pandemic too, but now it's a call of an hour when we need to go complete digital. To maintain hiring momentum, we need technology, and that empowers hiring teams which can digitally source, remotely screen, and virtually onboard our new hires. This not only prioritizes our health and safety, but will speed up the process of matching up qualified workers with vital jobs. Now, we need to ensure that the HR team has a robust application tracking system. So we also call it ATS, and the feature of CRM sync with it, which is candidate relationship management system. The right ATS and CRM will fuel your digital recruitment efforts and can streamline the process of hiring remotely now and in the future as well. We at Me2B is also using such tools which enable our team to automate the entire recruitment process. And it enables our client to respond on profiles by less time investing in screening the profiles. At the same time, our team is digitally interacting with the candidates, their emails, calendars, their WhatsApps, virtual calling platforms, all are synced together, and that boosts their productivity and increases engagement and a quick closure as well. So this is something which I wanted to advise for the recruiters. We need to now adopt virtual platforms using the ATS and CRM for our teams. For job seekers, what I would like to say here is that during initial COVID days, the layoffs were slow at first, affecting mostly service industries. But we are now witnessing the trickle down effects. Companies whose businesses are linked to various industries such as events, entertainment, travel are struggling, and they are letting go to employees in a attempt to stay in business. Too much of attrition happens. So hospitality to some extent is the most badly hit industry these days. So in this situation, what we need to do? So we need to start think short term and get creative. Candidates have to write down their top skills and then search for opportunities to leverage them in a different capacity. Leverage what? Leverage you have been doing to prioritize your key skill sets and pivot to where the current job openings are. For example, if you are an event planner who could, and being an event planner, maybe you can go and help in hospital for the coordination job for a temporary expansion. You can try for it. So there is requirements wherein you can maybe go and get fit in. You can start looking for a talent, telecommunication job opportunities where the location is irrelevant and in-person contact is not required. So work from home is something which they prefer. Get creative about how you are leveraging your skill virtually. Do you have a hobby or talent that you can turn into a short-term business? You can provide individual lessons or consulting online or create an online courses as well. So this is the time when we need to think out of the box and explore everything around us. Another important thing is enhance your resume. Resume writing is both an art and a science. In order to stand out, it is imperative that you have to polish professional looking resume which is written keeping sector and a hiring manager in mind. When applying for a remote jobs, in or out of your industry, read the job description very carefully and showcase those skills that match the job description. With changing scenarios, preparing for interviews, virtual interviews, become very important for the candidates. While we socially distance ourselves, job interviews will be virtual. This process will require patience because most companies' hiring and onboarding process are not set up to be entirely remote. This will delay the hiring process as companies adjust to their new circumstances. Even if employers were already in the process of filling a position, there will be a new logistic involved. When it is a time to interview, make sure you are prepared to do it virtually. Many of these same rules apply. For example, dress as thought you are doing and going it to a company office, even if you are being interviewed over the phone. This will help you set the right state of mind, be cognizant of your tone, so you sound enthusiastic, control your environment, and find a place that is quiet, clutter free, and well lit. So, technologies are changing now, and why the talent acquisition is the whole recruitment industry has changed, and the old school technology that were used by the recruiters has been changed as well. Companies has gone to an extent where they have created an interactive games for their job seekers and use gamification with technology to make the process more effective and more engaging. So that's it from my side. I hope my inputs will help somewhere to the recruiters and the job seekers in their day-to-day actions. That's it from my end. You can please ask me a questions. I will be happy to answer you with best of my wisdom. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Gaurav. There was wonderful insights which you have shared and enlighten all of us that what are the things which we can expect. Technology is going to play an important part, and more virtual selection process, technology stuff will be included in our hiring. So there are few things which I would love you to answer. The first thing is that gig economy. We have been hearing this term for almost a decade. That the more and more jobs will be freelancer kind of job, the resources will be working from home, the remuneration will be on assignment basis, and then it was not happening. Now COVID has given an opportunity to convert this. What do you think? The gig economy has arrived now?
I think to some extent, yes, I can say yes. Why? Because we have been interviewing a lot of candidates in last few months, and what we can see is people who has left, who have lost their jobs, they have now becoming in freelancers, and they are happy doing it, and they're happily doing freelancings. And even if when you are approaching them for any new job opportunity, they are giving preference to their freelance job opportunities. So people have started asking us ki, okay, instead of a full-time job, can I apply for a freelancing? So now I guess the mindset of an employee is also getting changed, and they are also moving themselves towards the freelancing jobs and gig economy to some extent. I think we are getting the open mindedness from the employer side as well. So they are also empowering freelancers to contribute in their tasks, and good thing with gig economy is that the it values your time and money both. So it's always a good deal to have somebody on board who is responsible for a task, and that specialization also comes in with this person. So that specialization with timelines and with the cheaper resource, it's a good option, and I think yes, it's happening now.
Thanks. So you have touched upon two jargons: candidate relationship management (CRM) and applicant tracking system (ATS). For new job seekers, what's the difference? How they can understand that what is CRM, what is ATS, and how it is going to affect them? If you can elaborate more on these two things.
Exactly. So first of all, this is something which I basically asked the recruiters to implement. Now, how it will help the entire recruitment process? So, because we are in a virtual world these days and we are also interacting virtually today. So, similarly, now candidate, the employers, the hiring managers, the recruiters, all of them, the entire cycle of people, they are interacting virtually. Now, there is a requirement of a transparency. There is a requirement of the information sharing as well. So these softwares basically, if you have an ATS in place, that will help you to make it more transparent, more quick, and it will also help you saving you a lot of time, because things are mostly automated. The moment you interview a candidate and you mark him shortlisted, that will automatically get shared with the hiring manager. Now, hiring manager has an access to his portal and he will evaluate that whether this person is right or not. So he will immediately share his inputs. So this is not hourly based thing. Now, let's assume you are busy and you're working from home and you saw those emails or you saw that portal late in night. Let's assume 12 in the night or 11 in the night. You can mark your inputs there, and the recruiter tomorrow morning can immediately see that. And at the same time, it has a functionality wherein candidate can also see that he gets shortlisted and there is an ask for an interview. So this person can also immediately plan his next day for the interview. So it makes things very quick and saves a lot of time, and hirings happen very quickly. So we have implemented this feature in our organization also, and we see that our recruiters' productivity has increased almost 40% because of this. So earlier, when my one recruiter at a same day used to handle only one or two positions, now this person is very comfortably handling four positions.
Mhm. Okay. So now on this, virtual selection process. So one of the important aspect of virtual selection process is video interviews. Now, video interview as a technology is available for ages, but hiring managers always used to insist that we need at least one face-to-face round. I need to have a touch and feel of the candidate. What kind of expressions they have. So and then many candidate used to come from different location, outstation as well, and the company had this additional expense on them. So is this human behavior's need to have a touch and feel of the candidate can go away? Is it possible?
So I can even I can rather say it this way, Uma, like this is something which is psychological. Again, so doesn't make to any difference if I will give you an example. You have an office in Bangalore and you are hiring a person in Delhi. So you will definitely not ask this Delhi guy to come Bangalore for an interview. So even in older days also we used to hire people virtually. Not even we used to not even take the video interviews also. We used to hire over the phone also. But it was more psychological because COVID, when COVID was not there, So if you are in Bangalore and you wanted to hire a person in Bangalore, you definitely want this person to come office and see personally each other. Now everyone has now changed their mindset, so people has started thinking differently. Now when they started thinking differently, they started accepting virtually as well. Now meeting you virtually is most important thing, and it becomes very easy also. Now earlier candidates also sometimes used to feel uncomfortable coming on a virtual platform for the interviews. You used to chase them a lot for the Skype or Zoom meetings. Now people are so much available. You just need to tell them ki, okay, we will be conducting a meeting. So they are automatically understood ki, ha, it's gonna be a video meeting. And mostly everyone has these tools downloaded in their phone and laptops, the Zoom call, the Google Meet or Skype. So I guess that open mindedness has came in. And just to add into this, we anyways have tools in market which gives you which helps you to do psychometric test, just to evaluate whether this person psychologically fits in to this organization or not, just for a cultural fit or the role fit. So those are the few tools which we can use, and definitely if we if our budgets allowed us or the company hiring processes allowed us, we can implement those tools as well, and we can take help of that when we are taking a final call on the candidate.
So from job seekers perspective, you talked about that. Resumes are become will become different. But what kind of difference or innovations are likely to take place in terms of resume, audio, video, or is there anything else? For example, LinkedIn has added one feature that you can have your name's pronunciation there. So is it also possible? I think it's possible to add a audio introduction of yours in LinkedIn profile or something like that. Do you see any other innovations also happening in this space, specifically resume sort of stuff, where a candidate is trying to market or submit their candidature to the prospective employer?
Uh, on resume part, definitely maybe things will start shaping up in some time, but as of now I think that having a PDF or a doc file is the most important thing which we need to have as in resume. But yes, uh, recruitment processes has now got changed to some extent, wherein we now started evaluating resume along with your LinkedIn profile. So the first thing which we used to do nowadays is that we'll see the profile and then we start searching this person on LinkedIn. So looking at this person on LinkedIn, we evaluate ki yes, this person fits in into this role or not. So we try to basically evaluate whether the CV is saying the same thing like his LinkedIn profile. And for few positions, we because we do hiring for digital companies as well, so we go on the other platforms as well. Like we check is this person blogging somewhere? So how is his blogs? We also check the Insta profile, or we try to check the if there is any other profile where we can go and check out the person. So I guess that social social network detectivation I would rather say. So we have now start searching people on social networks also and evaluating whether this person is a right person or not. So that is again one thing which I guess during this COVID people have started doing. Earlier we used to just stuck at the LinkedIn profile mostly, but now we see the Facebook, we see LinkedIn, we see Instagram, or if there is anything else, we also go there, websites, blogs, everything.
Mhm, mhm. So Indian government has banned PUBG, and you talked about gamification of selection process. This sounds exciting. What is this? Gamification of selection process? If you can share more light on this.
So Now it's nothing new as such. So we used to do gamification when we I was with Mahindra. So in Mahindra, we used to have a recruitment process wherein we always put that as an activity sort of a recruitment process. So we used to do this gamification earlier days as well, but now this needs to be, there are companies who are making it more creative in terms of online or virtual platforms. So I remember one company, Telview. So they have innovated a way around this thing. So they have introduced gamification of these things as well. Just like they ask questions, just like you saw this Byju's application for kids. So these questions comes like that, and there you have to answer in a very different manner to these people. So they have gamified so that you will enjoy when you are getting interviewed and you are answering your questions. So they engage people, and they have gamified it to much of the extent. So I guess there are a lot of things which is going on these days, because this is gonna be a next industry now. So recruitment, anyways, is a big industry, and with that, if there is a lot of modification which can be done in the recruitment processes and recruitment resources. So this will be a new change in next coming days, I guess.
In your experience with Mahindra retail, what kind of games were there? Was it a lemon spoon type of competition, or what was
No,
the
it
game
is mostly we used to, if when we are doing a campus hiring, we used to do some team building games,
like?
which includes a lot of creativity, aptitude, and your decision making. So it's not basically your strength checking. It is mostly your your how quickly you can make decision, how quickly you can answer the calculations. So that's how we used to do it.
Hmm. That sounds interesting. So we will figure it out more about this thing, and then let's see what kind of gamification is possible in next 1 to 2 years. Thanks a lot, Mr. Gaurav. It was a lovely interaction with you, and you have covered so many areas. Specifically, you have thrown light on what kind of technological changes are likely to come, and all of us need to adapt to this. There is no choice available to us, and the more sooner we learn about these changes is better for us, because the early adopters will get an advantage in job market, because employers will be hiring or hunting through these new ways of talent acquisition. And if you are among the early adopters, then the hunting of your sounds easy. Thanks a lot for your time and the lovely interaction which we had. Uh, we will see our audience again next week, same time, Saturday, 5 o'clock. Thanks a lot, Gaurav.
Thank you so much. Take care.